All right, here we are on the V2 channel, the channel where we have more raw videos, less high-level editing, but you guys enjoyed the bodywork video so much on the GT3D that I decided I can't leave you guys out of the loop while I finish the rest of the bodywork, so I may as well throw these videos up for you on the V2 channel. All right, so we're carrying on exactly where we left off in the last video with applying body filler to the car. This thing's looking freaking awesome, and I'm moving straight on to our front fender here. So we're going to edge to edge filler this like we have done with the rest of the car, and then I think I'm going to move on to the roof as well. So we've got a big lot of jobs ahead of us. The reason I have the wheel off the front at the moment is just so we have easier access to a couple of things here, but also I really don't want to get body filler on our beautiful Artka wheels. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I definitely knew we were in for a huge amount of bodywork on this car, but it really hasn't been that bad so far. Then again, ask me how it is after we've finished all of the panels. I'm sure I'm going to hate this process by the end of it, but for now, we're having a good time. Let's lay some body filler. I put too much hardener in the filler and it went hard on me while I was laying it. So, lesson learned. So the first layer of filler is on the guard. Now this was a lot harder to lay the filler on than it was to, say, the more flat surfaces of the door and even the rear quarter. I guess it's just because of all the crazy different curves going on the guard. But this is just the first layer anyway, so we'll get this sanded back and we'll see where we're at, but this is going to need quite a few skims, I think. Technically, once we've got the front panels covered in the filler, it'll almost be like the first time we get to see the car in one color because it's in the cream filler color. Doesn't really make sense. Clearly the dust in here is making me go a little crazy, but let's start sanding. So first pass over the guard, and it's looking kind of incredible. Considering that's the first skim, and I didn't do an amazing job with laying the filler because of all of the weird lines and stuff, it looks really nice. So we're definitely going to be able to get this nice and smooth. When I'm sanding these things, I'm starting to look for the plastic showing through, and that's when I know to stop sanding, and that's kind of the highest point of the guard, and then you can kind of feel it out everywhere else. Not sure if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain. But essentially now what we need to do with that, and the same with the rest of the areas that we've done, is lay the guide coat dust on the guard. In our case, we're going to be using the dust that you brush on, the guide coat. It's a black dust. Then sand and figure out where the low spots are, then start to fill the low spots, sand again until you have a perfectly flat panel. Then once the panel's flat, we're going to spray it with a polyester primer. It's basically a primer filler that'll fill in a bunch of our sanding marks and stuff like that, and then we'll block the whole car back, right back to like 600 grit sandpaper. Then the car will be ready to paint, but that is a long way away because we have a whole lot more sanding and filling to do. But now we're going to jump onto the other rear quarter, and just like this one, we're going to edge skim it. Time to get this rear quarter panel sanded. Yep, here we go. so this rear quarter is starting to look a lot more like one piece now. Obviously, as you can see, there are plenty of imperfections everywhere, but at this stage, I'm just trying to sand it back and kind of get the height right with the filler before we apply another layer. So there's definitely more sanding to be done on this quarter, but I need to remove the rear bumper and the taillights and stuff first before I get anywhere near these taillights, because I don't want to mark them at all. Now, I haven't put the filler in on this part of the quarter yet because I need to weld in our reinforcements here like we did on the other side in the main video. But everywhere else, it is looking really nice. And once again, I'm pretty happy with the fact that we are going to be able to get this all nice and smooth. The biggest fear, I guess, would be that there would be huge variations from side to side with the shape of the car, but it looks like they are very, very similar, if not exactly the same. Of course, when you're doing a project like this, it's not going to be absolutely like perfect. I'm sure if you scanned it each side, you would see differentiation between the two, but that's just because of human error and the fact that we've patched this together with many different little pieces of plastic. And as you look at it now, it looks pretty fantastic. So I'm really happy with how it's all turned out, but there's one massive thing that I completely forgot about. So this front quarter here is not actually mounted properly. We need to finish that off, but we have to put our fuel filler cap in here. So I kept the old Boxster fuel filler cap, and I'm basically going to mold it into this spot here where it should be on the GT3 RS, because behind this, I don't know if you can see, but right there, that is our fuel cap. So we have to figure that out and kind of see how we're going to make all that work. So yeah, there are about 1,000 small jobs left to be done on this car, and they're just constantly, the list just keeps piling up as there are things that you've forgotten or things that you notice that haven't been done yet. But now I'm going to go ahead and weld in those reinforcements. So the car's back on the ground now, and as you can see, our braces are nice and solid in there. The panel bond is all dry and I'm really happy with how they turned out. I've also got the new tire on this side as well as the other side, and I'm so excited to lower this thing now that we have all of the clearance in the world, which is really nice. But now we're moving straight on to another job, and that's mounting our front right quarter panel. So basically what I need to do is, the way that these files are and the way that we've fitted it up to our Boxster is, I guess the side skirt sits a little higher than it would on a GT3 RS, and so we need to chop a little bit off this front guard so it can mate up nicely and sit nice with our side skirt. I'll show you on the other side. So as you can see in here, look how that fits really nicely and sits on top of it. So all I had to do was just trim a little bit off the bottom of the guard. Of course, this is a fully custom kit, so naturally we're going to have to make variations to things to make it fit the Porsche Boxster body. But let's go ahead and modify our guard. Alright, so that's phase one of getting the guard mounted. So what I like to do is, I panel bond the 3D printed guard to the old Boxster 986 guard. Now that is not the permanent solution. That is to get it all mounted in the right spot, because basically I can't think of any other way that I could get the old guard to stick to the new guard and be exactly where you need it to be, because once that panel bond dries, then I can pull the whole guard off as a whole with the 3D printed piece now stuck to the mounts. Then I can go ahead and fiberglass over the mounts onto the 3D printed guard so that they are forever stuck together. So that's my technique. There's probably a million ways that you could do this, but this is certainly a way that works really well for me. And as you can see now, look at the fitment down here for our guard onto our side skirt. It's literally a perfect fit. I have a self-tapping screw in here right now until the panel bond dries. But that is the rear of the guard mounted, and the only other mount that I have to do on this guard is the one on the front that mounts it. So I'll make that mount that goes onto our bash bar. Then that guard is officially mounted. And that'll be all of the mounts that we need to do on the guards on this car, which is a pretty huge moment really for the car. Alright, so we officially have the last panel we need to mounted on the car, which is actually really exciting. So under here we did exactly the same as what we did on the other side. So it's just a captive nut, 2 plates, and then we welded it to our bash bar and to the headlight mount that's stock on the Boxster 986 that is now incorporated into our 3D printed guard. And the best part about having that panel mounted is we can now go ahead and body filler this panel, which gets us one step closer to having this car finished, which is not that much closer because we have a whole lot more work to do, but let's lay some body filler. Before we lay the body filler, I thought I'd run you guys through exactly what products I'm using on this car to get it as straight as I possibly can. So we're using this Rage Gold premium lightweight body filler. Basically, I watched a YouTube tutorial on someone teaching how to lay body filler. They said that this was great. It looked like it worked good for them, so that's what we're using, and I'm having a great time using this stuff. Obviously, everyone will have their different opinions on what works well for them, but this stuff is so easy to use. It goes on really nicely, but it also sands really nicely. Previously, I've not had much luck with the body filler, but that turns out it's because I've been using the budget stuff basically. But if you get the good quality stuff, oh my lord, it makes things so much easier. Another product which has been a massive time saver for me has been this mixing board. So this is simply just sheets of paper that you peel off after you're done, but usually I use pieces of cardboard that I have laying around the shop, and then once that cardboard's done you kind of throw it out. But I spend a lot of time trying to find the right size piece of cardboard, so not having to do that has been a game changer. It's crazy how something so simple can help so much, but that's been amazing. Then to spread the filler on, I use these Malmotive filler spreaders. I was recommended these by my friend Broken Sylvia, who does absolutely insane bodywork. He said these are a game changer, and they in fact are. All I do when I have them, which is what he taught me, is I just round the corners off just so there's not sharp corners, and they spread the filler on super easy. Then we have the cheese grater. So this is basically once the filler goes half dry, you run this over the high lines in the filler and it just scrapes them off instead of having to sand them off, which again saves a bunch of time. We have our 80 grit sandpaper. So this is just stuff that I got from the body shop, but this stuff for some reason holds up really well. Like I don't have to replace the sandpaper much. This will do easily a whole panel and more of sanding with the filler. And I'm using these Dura blocks, which are also absolutely insane. So it just goes to show that getting the right equipment massively pays off. This wasn't really that expensive for all of this. I think it was like 160 Australian dollars, not including the filler. I think the filler, I got 6 litres of it, and that was about 150 Australian dollars. But it saves so much time. In the past, I have always been a bit of a cheapskate with buying things, but honestly, buying the right products for a job like this just is a game changer. But yeah, let's go ahead and lay the filler. Mixing up the liquid gold, look at this. Cheese grater, so satisfying. Ooh-wee. Look at that. Oh, it's my favorite part of laying all the filler. Like it gets rid of those lines. It makes that so much easier to sand than say like that. And I know I have a lot to learn when it comes to laying the filler. It's just a process that you just learn over time. I'm much better at it on the bigger panels, but on these front panels, I'm pretty rubbish. But this thing just saves my butt, which is so good. And just like that, this panel is now ready to be sanded down. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna get time to sand it in this video, but there is something that I would like your guys and girls' opinions on. So now that we're starting to get to the pointier end of the build and we're thinking about painting this car. Now, usually on the 992 GT3 RS, these pieces are actually removable, and you can see why, because all of this here is one color, and then this through here is black. but you can see how hard it's going to be getting in here to bodywork this front bumper. So what I'm thinking is we actually remove this. So basically we make a cut through here, because that's the line that it would have on the genuine car. We'd cut through here, and then we make mounts so that this is actually removable, and that would be the same for this aero fin right here, and then the same on the rear end right here, and it just makes everything so much easier to bodywork. Obviously there's a little bit of time involved in making the mounts for those and making sure that it all works, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below as to whether you think it's worth going through that process just to make life a little bit easier. But that is a wrap on this V2 video. It feels good to get a bunch of progress made. The car's looking absolutely incredible. Hit me with your comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The next video to drop on the main channel is a Formula 1 video. We're building the monocoque. It's going to be absolutely insane. And then we're straight back into it for a GT3D video on the main channel. We've got so many jobs to do. Installing the Haltech ECU, finishing the bodywork, a bunch more fiberglassing stuff to do on the wings. So the next video is going to be absolutely insane. If you're enjoying this V2 content, please let me know, because I can, of course, film a whole bunch more of it, and it can be more regular. Thank you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.